everyone, welcome back to Great Northwest Weaponry. This is Thomas, again here at the Warfront in the museum. As you can see all around me, a bunch of cool stuff. And we've got something really interesting to take a look at. They just got this in like a week ago maybe. This is a World War I model 1916 Trommelmagazin. I've also seen it called the Trommelmagazin P08 or just Trommelmagazin 08. That is a German phrase, by the way, which very literally means drum mag. That is the exact translation, is drum magazine. You often hear these called a Snail magazine. They are a 32 round drum for the Luger. And I have my Luger P08 here with me, my 1915. These were designed originally for use in the artillery Luger, which I do not have. That would be a longer barrel, and then right at the base of the barrel they had a what would it be called, like a tangent sight, and then a attachable wooden stock that doubled as the holster. But it's just cool. This is definitely not a piece that you see every day. That is largely because these were almost altogether discarded after World War I ended, hence their scarcity and their value. And along with it, you saw actually right at the beginning there, as I pulled off this, this right here is a kind of a protector sleeve, but then we've got the loading tool for it, of which in order to load this, you must have this loading tool. We'll definitely be doing a tabletop segment here in a minute where we'll get to see a little close-up of how that works and talk a little bit more about this. But it's just something that I've always wanted to actually see, a genuine one, and you know, here we are. They're not something that pops up altogether that often, as I had said. So again, 32 rounds. The entire intention was to dramatically increase the capacity of the artillery Luger issued to different units, namely the stormtroopers, or I think it said Stoßtruppen or Stoßtruppen. That sounds closer to correct. I'm not 100% certain on that. My German pronunciations are shaky at best. I know a lot of words. I just, don't really speak the language. But anyway, cool piece. We'll definitely, again, be going to a tabletop view here. This is also the magazine that was used in the MP-18, or Machine Pistol 18, model 1918, the first successful submachine gun. Now, interesting note on that, Hugo Schmeisser actually developed a 20-round stick magazine for the MP-18, but the commission in charge of these things in Germany just said, no, we ordered a whole bunch of these drum mags, and we're going to use them, adapt the MP-18 to fit a Snail Mag, or again, the Trommelmagazin. And again, I'm probably absolutely butchering that. If you're German in the comments section, I apologize. I know my my foreign language pronunciations are terrible. Now, again, there's a number of interesting features with this. For one thing, it is actually a two-spring system. So there is a there's just a coil spring in the stick part of the mag, but then it transitions to a flat clock spring inside the drum section here, and you have to tension it with this arm here. So let's go ahead and transition to the tabletop, and we'll talk a little bit more about the mechanics of it. So I'd mentioned you would have briefly seen this this protective cover here, and it's kind of stiff to take off. You want to be careful not to just yank it, but it does just slide off. The only real purpose is to protect the end of it. There is an interesting feature that I noticed earlier when talking with Drew about this. So the original 8-round Luger mag, you can see there is a difference in the feeding ramp here. So you see there's kind of that little, like little foot sticking out there, and not on the drum mag. Now that is actually what the gun locks open on. So you can see, if we can get in close enough there, right in there, as it locks on the foot of the mag there. And then with the Trommel Mag, the drum magazine, no such foot and no locking open. That just seems to be a feature of this magazine. When it is installed in the gun, you pull back and it just slams back forward. But anyway, going back into how to load this, it's a very interesting process. Again, so there's the spring in here, and then it actually ends right about there, and then you've got this flat wound spring inside mag here inside the drum. Now, when you're using this tool, kind of an interesting piece of equipment in its own right, you simply fit it onto the end there, and then you'd pull down, insert around, and as you're doing this, you've got to tension with this arm here. See, it folds in and out, and you've got markings on the back of the mag for how many rounds you're getting. So in the initial position, you're getting up to 12, and then a little more tension, 17, more 22, and then on to 27, and then fully loaded at 32 rounds. Is a very different system, and from my understanding, you need to have a unloading tool as well if you wish to unload this. Now, to remove the loading tool, you also have to be mindful it will lock in place, and you have to depress that lever there to pull it out, similar to the mag release on the gun itself. And from what I gather, these were issued in batches with one loading tool and one unloading tool. The size of the batches I'm not certain of. I've heard that it could be 5, it could be more than that. That's a thing that some collectors that the guys at the War Fund had spoken to had informed them about this. If you have any information on a resource to verify that, I would love to hear about it, because I haven't been able to find that myself per se, but generally they get pretty good information. So I'm going to go ahead and run with it. But yeah, really cool piece. And you can see just how complicated this is. There's definitely a reason that they stopped bothering with this and switched to stick mags. These were very complicated to manufacture, definitely going to be expensive to make, and they were prone to jamming. As such, most of them were discarded at the end of World War I. And again, that strongly relates to how expensive these are these days. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Thomas with Great Northwest Weaponry, and I will see you next time.